What's going on, world? Happy Sunday to everybody out there right now. This is Zaire with another random rants moment. It's a beautiful day outside. Drinking my zero sugar energy drink. Not for promotional purposes. Matter of fact, we should probably cut that. Anyway, I just wanted to take time to share with y'all today. You know, I noticed that we live in a world, and I know I'm always discussing the world and everything. I'm not saying that this world is a completely bad place. I know that majority of it is because we have to deal with people who have, I would say, a different thought process than we do, and that's on them. You know what I'm saying? They say that this is a free world and all this other kind of stuff. So if they want to think like how they think, that's fine. But you know, for me personally, man, I'm on a different path. I'm on a path that is very strenuous. It can be tedious at times. It kind of sucks a lot of times, man. And the reason why it sucks is because it's like it seems like for me personally, no matter how mad that I get, no matter how much I try to turn my back on people, period, no matter how much I try to just be a lonesome dove or whatever you want to refer to it as, um, I can't seem to shake the fact that when I see a person in need, I help them. And a lot of folks don't notice because I'm not that type of person that needs the publicity, or I'm not trying to chase any type of clout. I'm not trying to be in a place where I'm put on this pedestal or anything of that nature. I don't need anybody's praise. I don't need anybody to tell me stuff that I already know as far as that whole situation goes. I'm just a person who believes that no matter what you go through, if you actually open up your mind and you kind of just open up your heart just a little bit, I mean, you can change things one step at a time, one day at a time, but it starts with you. And that's something that's kind of been settling in my mind more. It's understanding that I don't have to be the way that everybody else is, man. I don't have to do what everybody else does. Like I said, I know a lot of people like Z's over here preaching or whatever you want to say that I'm doing, and I'm smoking a cigar. You understand what I'm saying? That's because it's not something I do every day, but it's something that I like to do once in a while. I like to do it. I feel like we live in a world that kind of just like it puts you it puts you in a position where you have to think like everybody else. You have to react like everybody else does. And I tried that and it didn't work for me. Even in doing good and healthy things. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn how to meditate better. I'm trying to learn how to, I guess you could say, pray better. As far as prayer goes. But some of these things I kind of am a little bit precautious towards because I don't know everything about it. And I feel like a lot of folks is out here, they're out here doing stuff that they know nothing about, man. And the situation is just kind of like, I don't know. It's just for me personally, I feel like if everybody wants freedom, you can't just want freedom just for a specific thing. You should want freedom all the way around. Sorry, I'm looking at little buddy. Y'all see a little buddy over there? Little squirrel over there, man. He chilling, listening to me and everything. You know, that's beautiful, man. Nature. One of the most beautiful things on here that we take for granted. Uh, I was watching, I once in a while I get on social media, I do a little scrolling. I try not to do it too much because it can be contagious. It can be misleading. It can take you to a place that you don't want to be at, which is another form of control. And I don't know about y'all. I don't like being controlled. I don't like being told every single time the things that I choose to explore are wrong. Like if my whole point of being on this earth is to learn as much as I can until it's over, then allow me to learn. I'm always open for suggestions and opinions and constructive criticism, but there's a difference between criticizing a person for every single thing that they do and actually trying to help somebody, which I realize some things I do take personal, and that's my bad. I'm still learning how to accept, we'll say, because I felt I was so accepting of a lot of things that I couldn't really understand why I had to be accepting of it. But I kind of see it does help you to move forward in life, and that's what I'm about. I'm about progression. As they say, progression, not perfection. And once I kind of just, I would say, got a better grasp on where I was lacking at, that's when I started to work on those things and start to improve on those things. And what may work for me may not work for you, and that's fine. Find your niche in this world. Find what it is that helps you to be at peace with yourself, because a lot of times, like, we don't realize there's so many wars going on, but majority of us are at war with ourselves, because a lot of times we're not free thinking. We're thinking what others think. For instance, when I used to get my hair cut, I used to be like, I did it like this because maybe I was in a relationship and I was like, oh, the old lady, she liked this. She liked the way I trimmed this up, that. I remember being incarcerated and a person told me, but what is Zaire like doing? I've heard you this whole time tell me what everybody else likes about you. What do you like about yourself? What do you like to do in life? What is your perception of the things that you see and the things that you want to do? And so I took that to heart because I was like, dang, bro, like I never thought about that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like being under control, and I feel like a lot of us are under control with the things that we do. Now, mind you, it's okay to go off of others' examples if that's what, you know, you're into. You don't really have a good sense of direction at the moment. You're kind of trying to get a feel on things. You're trying to kind of find your way. It's okay to kind of like get a small example of what others are doing, but I advise you to explore for yourself what this whole thing is about. You're gonna be shocked at the things that you see and that you hear once you start to dig beneath that surface. And me personally, when I kind of saw things for what they really were, that's what kind of pushed me away from a lot of the stuff that I was doing. And a lot of it just has to do with the fact, like I said, I was at one point in time in life being a follower. And it's not so much being a leader, because you do have to learn before you can lead. But it does have to do with the fact of, at the end of this whole thing, you are going to die. Let's just put that in the air. A lot of folks, they say, well, death is inevitable. That's true. If you know that, then you understand that not everybody is always going to be rocking the same way that you rock, man. And for me, I see it as, okay, if I'm going to die, I may find example in a higher power, whatever higher power I choose to find it in. You know what I mean? Then that means that I need to be able to walk and experience these things for myself, because at the end of my journey, judgment day could come and they're going to look at what I did. It's not about what everybody else did. I could sit there all day and argue and say, well, this person did this to me and that person did that to me, and that's why I did all these things. And yeah, that's letting others control you, and I mean, like, for me, I just understand, like, I can't allow that to happen anymore. I got to start venturing out and doing my own thing, man. I don't smoke these because I see other people doing it. Like I've been around people who were smoking when I quit, and I chose not to pick this up. Like I said, it's kind of like uh, when you're going through. I want to say when you're going through this phase of depression, when you're feeling stressed out, you're trying to figure out how you're going to take care of yourself. You might have a family. You're trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to pay these bills, buy my baby diapers, clothes, shoes, and everything. How am I going to keep these lights on and put food on the table, man? You know what I mean? You don't need a whole bunch of outsiders misguiding you and misleading you to take the wrong path. You can take the wrong path on your own, which is something that I've dealt with my whole life. I realize, like, the whole term "I can do bad by myself," to me, what it means is uh, I can mess up and I can fail on my own. I don't need other people, point me in directions that are going to get me even more lost than what I felt I was, which I don't even think I was lost. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole part of the journey is being able to walk that path. You know what I mean? Like for real. I'm gonna tell you, it may not always be easy for you. It may not always seem like things are going your way. You might not always have what it is that you want, but I guarantee you, if you just take a step back, pause for a second, you'll see you have the tools that you need to get into gear and do this thing, man. Like, but you got to be comfortable in your own skin. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You're not going to get what it is that you want out of this whole experience, man. You're only going to be half stepping every single step of the way, you know? But I'll be honest with you, a half step is better than no steps. I always say that because I got so frustrated. I was just telling my dad, I used to get frustrated and feel like I never did enough. And that kind of like knocked me out of my comfort zone. Then one day I was talking with an old friend and he told me, like, think about what you just said. People always trying to take you out of your element. But when you come here, you're damn near out of your element anyway. You dig? Like, a lot of us feel like we don't fit in. We the misfits. You know what I mean? We're the rejects. We're like, that's why I started Uncool Committee because like to me I was doing the stuff that I thought was cool at one point in time, and then the stuff that I was doing that was helping me, a lot of folks was like, man, we don't do things like that, so I was like, well then I guess that makes me uncool. You know what I mean? So a lot of it a lot of it just stems from seeing where it was that I kind of felt weak at, but also recognizing my strong points and going off of that and saying, well, if I strengthen myself in this area, I can get better at it and I can allow myself to grow, man. You know what I mean? Like, don't stress yourself out, man. Just because you're riding the bus to work doesn't mean that you're a scrub, man. Doesn't mean that you're nothing. Because at least you have a gig that you're getting some money in your pocket, man. A lot of folks I see, they beat themselves up all the time because they see all these other folks with things that they feel they should have. And that's where you're going to lose because you're always going to be in competition with everybody else. And trust me, that is a battle in itself that it can really put you over the edge. It can make you feel like you're losing. And one of my sayings is I win even when I'm losing, because even if I feel like I lost a battle, I still learned from it. And I still was able to say I put up that fight, and no matter how many times I got knocked on that canvas, I got up until they just called it and said it's over. You know what I mean? You took enough of a beating. Let's just go ahead. Sorry, I spit on my screen. That's how you know it's getting good, when you spit. But you can at least say, I put up a good fight. I took the L, and I walked away from it with my head high. And that's better than not doing anything. You know, so many of us, I will say this, so many of us look up to others as an example. And the whole time that we're looking up to these people, we don't know the whole time they have their own agenda. Not everybody that's supposedly up there, the higher ups as they call it, not everybody has your best interest, man. A lot of y'all got a circle full of friends that not even really your friends. Like I guarantee you, if you got 10 homies, that talk about how they riding with you and everything, if you actually do the math and you actually write you a list of what you consider a real true friend and everything, you'll find out of that 10, you probably only have maybe one or two, if even that are actually riding for you, that are supportive of you, that want to see you win. And that was my biggest thing. I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to be by my side. I wanted everybody to be there for me, not realizing that I wasn't even there for myself. It was almost like I was on autopilot. And it's all because I chose to, instead of going and figuring out for myself, go off of what everybody else said. Nah, Z, don't do it that way, bro. Do it this way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you do it this way, da 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 da, and all that, like they giving you game, which in the end they are giving you game, because now you can kind of see where you fell off at, why you fell off. You feel me? I'm telling y'all, man. I'm sitting here looking at a lot of these things, man. You know, the stuff they got going on in the media and everything like that, man. All of that don't mean nothing. What these celebrities, what these athletes, what these millionaires and billionaires do, it's not gonna always work for you, man. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them, their path was already chosen for them. The things that they do, a lot of times you might think that they're doing it on their own free will. They're not, man. They really aren't, man. Like a lot of them, man, they're programmed to think a certain way. They're programmed to tell you what they think is good for you so they can keep on getting what they need to get out of this stuff, man. You over here, a lot of us, like with me, okay? I'm going to tell y'all, I used to go to the gym faithfully, man, you know, and I would get all different types of opinions on how I can get better workouts and stuff, man. But unless I actually figured it out for myself, unless I actually tried the things that I needed to try, I wasn't going to make any progress in the gym, man. And then I realized, like, trying to work a 9 to 5 and, trying to be a faraway father to my kid and everything like that, man, it was putting a lot of stress and a lot of weight on me that I didn't need. Now, mind you, there are a lot of successful people in there. You see them buff dudes walking around, even the females, man, they in there getting it in. But it's because they have that drive, they have that determination that helps them to succeed at that, man. You know what I mean? Somebody told me a long time ago, some people are built a certain way. Now, I don't agree particularly with that whole sentiment about that, but a lot of it is true. You know what I mean? A lot of folks, they just have it in them. They can get in there and they can win because their minds are already, in that phase where they're like, shoot, I'm going to get it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I have a homeboy, he works a lot. He even told me, he hooked me up with a gig, but he told me, man, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, and I didn't last very long there, but he's still there to this day, got promoted and everything, and I salute him for that because that's his way of dealing with issues or whatever that he may have going on in life. He's like, bro, I just work. I go get the bag, you know what I'm saying? I come home, I eat, I might play my video game, I might turn on a movie, and I'm in bed and I'm ready for the next day. Me, he told me, he was like, you're not able to, or not necessarily not able, but he's like, for you, you're not really with that. You know what I mean? You might want something else. Your mind and your heart might be telling you, man, we don't want this. We want to go do something else. And that's why I realized I went through a lot of gigs working and stuff, man, and I didn't really like them. But people told me, you can't quit everything just because you don't like it. Otherwise, you ain't going to really get what it is that you really want, which I'm building. Every step of the way, I'm building. This last gig that I got, I didn't know nothing about it. I still don't know everything about it, but I'm learning. Sometimes I might be a slow learner, and a lot of these gigs, they require fast learning, fast experience. You know what I mean? They want you to get it the first day. They like, man, you better learn this shit, otherwise we don't need you. So there's a chance that I might not be there for however much time that I'm hoping that I can get it in. But at least I can say I took advantage of that opportunity. I accepted those that wanted to really help me succeed at it, and I moved on, man. And I mean, it's hard work doing what I do. But at the end of the day, rather than me getting mad and frustrated, even though sometimes I do, I realize that I got to be open to accept the fact that, I'm not going to get it all on the first day or even the second day or the first week. But the second week, I can go off of everything that I learned from the last week, and I can keep moving on and moving forward, man. I'm telling y'all, man. You know, don't beat yourself up, man, just because life may not seem to be where you want it to be at right now. It's gonna happen, but you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. You gotta be willing to walk the walk, just like you talk the talk. A lot of times, I'm better at giving good advice that I wasn't taking. I had to change that. A lot of these videos that I make, y'all, I'm making them now because before, when I wanted to make them, a lot of people checked me and they said, Z, man, like, you gave me good advice, bro. And I took that and I ran with it. But at the same time, I see you still stagnant in what you say you want to do, and that's not healthy for you. So I had to fall back for a minute and be willing to, work on my trade or work on my craft per se, and be willing to just accept defeat when I had to. You know what I mean? And get out of here. And now, like I said, there's a lot of things that I thought that I couldn't do. Ain't stupid fly. There's a lot of things that I thought that I couldn't do that I realize I am actually good at, man. You know what I mean? But I'm like a lot of these videos, man. I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff, I'm gonna get deeper as time goes on, and I'm gonna actually put it down, you know what I mean, for y'all, and actually be willing to be more open with you about stuff that I've learned in my experience. But like I said, it's only for those that are willing to accept it, and that are willing to try it out for themselves. This isn't for everybody. You know what I mean? Because there was a time frame where it wasn't really for me because I wasn't ready to accept, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that's the key to making it. I don't know all the keys to success, man. I just know as I go, man. I try to project a positive outlook on things because there's a lot of negativity out there already, man. And I always put that out for you. Those negative vibes are always out there waiting to eat you up, man. And if you are not, I'm not gonna say strong enough because I don't look at a lot of y'all as weak, man. Because the ones that claim that they're strong, a lot of times they're the weak ones. They just know how to get over. They know how to be conniving about it. They know how to fake the funk. For me, you know what I mean. Like I tried the whole fake it till you make it thing. It didn't really work out for me. You know what I mean? It was hard for me to smile. You know what I mean? I had to practice that, but it was hard for me to smile at a time where I was really hurting. There's a lot of stuff that y'all don't know that has gone on in my life, then that's why I choose to be open about it. But, me being the open book, it may not be that time for you right now. And the reason being is only because, like I said, you have to be willing to accept defeat. A lot of folks out there, they're not willing to accept defeat. They're not willing to see the reason why they're mad and they're frustrated and they're upset, man. You know what I mean? Like it it's a process, man. And in order for you to get that process right, you gotta be willing to put those keys in those doors and open those doors. You might not always like what you see. This is one thing. I'm not into biting people, but this is one thing I will agree that Tupac said. He said it's gonna be some stuff that you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. A lot of y'all, if y'all do y'all research on that, what that really means, you're gonna be surprised at what you see, man. For real. I'm gonna show y'all, man. Y'all see my hands? My hands got calluses on them, man. And the reason being, I put that hard work in. Sometimes my work ain't hard enough for certain people, but you know everybody's a critic. And I would get frustrated, and at times I still do get frustrated with that because I'm like, damn, bro, like what is it that you want from me, man? Like I'm doing what I can, man. Sometimes that ain't enough for folks, man. Sometimes they want more. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Just do you. Tech said that. And I'm not quoting rappers or anything, but you know, they do say some things sometimes that can't help you. He said, just do you and the reward will be greater, man. You know what I mean? I come from a place where, you know, like we was poor, man, at times, man. Like we had decent homes and stuff like that, but we didn't always have everything in those homes that we needed. You know what I mean? So we had to learn how to sacrifice. We had to learn how to deal with wearing, you know, as they say, low budget clothing, man. That's why I don't trip on that right now. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of uh, the things that we see or we hear are not what we think they are. A lot of them is fake. It's fake, man. I'm gonna tell you just right off the muscle, it's fake, man. It's not what you think it is. You know what I mean? A lot of it is just for show. Y'all see these rappers with these cars and everything. You know, half of them they renting that stuff. A lot of y'all see these rappers with these big bands. They got them big old things and money holding it. Like, yeah, I got the bag and everything like that. A lot of that money is fake. It's fake flexing. It's fake flexing, man. That's what they call it. Because a lot of them, they're so in debt to their labels, they don't tell you that. When y'all go sign these record deals and stuff like that, man, a lot of them, man, they owe the record labels the money. So by the time they done made money, that's why you see so many of them doing shows. They look tired as hell. They always getting high. You know what I mean? They always doing these things because they have trouble sleeping. You know what I mean? A lot of them don't tell you they have anxiety and depression and stuff. A lot of them don't even like being around people like that. That's why you got so many celebrities that are jerks to their fans because they don't even like being around people like that, man. Me, I deal with that on and off, but at the same time, I know, like, hey, I signed up for this, man. I gotta commit. That's why a lot of times, like, I could have been came up if I'd actually, you know, decided to take that path. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I would have just been a puppet. You know what I mean? And I don't like I said, I don't like anybody pulling my strings, man. I like being a free spirit. I like being, you know, having my little bit of free will because freedom ain't free on here, man. Freedom ain't free out here, man, because you pay for everything. Think about it. Water, fire, you know what I mean? Air. All of that stuff is provided to us. You know what I mean? By the universe, the way that it works and everything. And we pay for all that stuff. We pay to take a shower because you got a water bill, right? We pay for them days when it's hot and we decide to turn on that AC. You got to pay that bill. You know what I'm saying? For them days that it's cold, right? You want to turn on your heat. You know what I mean? Or you want to make a hot meal, so you turn on your stove. You know what I mean? You got to pay for that. All of that is provided for free. Asa High put that at the end of a song. Y'all should go check out Aqualio. It's a song called Existence, man. Shout out to Aqualio, man. You know what I mean? They really put some things into perspective. Their music used to scare me. A lot of that dark shit that y'all hear, that y'all everybody says is dark. I mean, it has its points and everything like that, but they're really trying to show you some things to help you get through because a lot of us are blind to a lot of stuff, man. A lot of us still choose to wear that veil over our face because we're afraid to look at things. A lot of us are afraid to look in that mirror and see who it is that we really looking at, who it is that we really waking up with every day, man. For real. You know what I mean? Me, I used to be like that. I used to hate what I saw in the mirror, man. Excuse me, I get a little emotional because my anxiety's kind of kicking up. But because I'm saying some real shit to y'all, man. Stop letting this this place mislead you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you that you can't fix. And if you feel like it's a problem with yourself, be willing to look deep into it and research on it and fix it. A lot of folks, they'll tell you you got a problem. Like me, I was in addiction. I used to do drugs. I did meth. You know what I mean? I did cocaine. I drank until I passed out. I blacked out. You know what I mean? I uh I put myself in these awkward positions in life and stuff, not realizing what I had was what I already needed. I didn't need nothing else. You know what I mean? And I turn around, I realize, they say, well, you got PTSD, you got anxiety, you got depressions. So they put me on this little slight antidepressant, you know what I mean? And I ended up finding out the side effects of the medications that they put us on are even worse than what we already dealing with. Hell, that shit can kill you for real. And I take my medication just because my doctor's like, well, we're providing it for you, this, that, and the other. Can you please just do this? Because they don't want to deal with the fact that, let's say something happened to you, they're gonna be like, well, what hospital did he check in? Why didn't they fix this problem if he came to get help? You know what I mean? They don't want that lawsuit on their hands. So they, basically try to tell you, they demand that if you come to us for help, allow us to help you. You know what I mean? So, like, I realized, okay, so you're telling me I got off drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I got off drugs just to turn around and get put back on drugs. But a lot of times it's for their own profit. One of the many things that we don't see. I'm telling y'all, man, wake up. A lot of folks is out there sleeping, man. I know this rant is a little longer than what I usually do and whatnot, but it's a lot that I wanted to get out there. So excuse me for vomiting on y'all with this, as they say. They use that expression a lot in what I do. But I'm just trying to get some things out there. Like I said, this isn't just for y'all, this is for me too, man. This is me showing y'all I'm a flawed individual, man. But I accept my flaws. I'm still learning how to fix things, but there wasn't a whole lot that was wrong with me that, wasn't wrong with the next person, man. A lot of folks still choose how to hide. Y'all use things to try to cope with your issues and whatnot, and those things are not always healthy for you. Them things can kill you too, man. Stress can kill you. You know what I mean? They say these things kill you. Well, there's a lot of things that can kill you, man. The foods that you eat can kill you. My forehead is shining, I know, bling blinging on you. You know what I mean? But I'm telling y'all, like, you gonna see it for what it is, man. One day, and you're gonna be like, damn, that crazy dude. Because that's what they call a lot of us. They say we crazy for the things that we choose to speak out on. We putting ourselves out there, we putting ourselves in danger, putting our lives on the line, man. Trying to wake people up. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it gets frustrating because a lot of folks choose not to listen to these things, man. That's all you. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta take my advice. You ain't gotta listen to me. You can tell me F off, flip me off, and everything like that. That's fine. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you for that. But I advise you to get out there and see for yourself, and you're gonna see everything that I say. I'm not too far off from from what's going on, man. You know. Anyway, tomorrow's Monday. I might do another one today because it's still kind of early. But tomorrow's Monday. Please, those of you that's out there right now, that's doing your thing, remember how important you are. You make the world go round, not those people that try to put you at the bottom. No, you are the ones that make up everything that's going on. You are the ones out there that are teaching even me. I don't have it all down packed, but you teaching me and don't even know it. All right. So have a good day, man. Peace, peace, peace to everybody out there, man. Don't overwork yourself. Don't overstress yourself. You know what I mean? Find you something that puts you at peace and everything, and that helps you get through with your issues and whatnot. And I hope that it's something that actually does help you and not something that is just only a part-time thing, man. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of them things, they're not permanent, man. You know what I mean? All right. Much love to you, man. With love I have left in my heart. All right.